hope last tutorial was helpful, and if you have your spaceship already created, then you can go ahead and watch this tutorial in which I am gonna show you how to texture this spaceship. The entire process will be the same for these different parts. Instead of showing you each and every part, I am gonna focus on one part. Let's take this part here. I am clearing the previous texture and also the UV maps. So once that I have cleared everything, now let's start with unwrapping this again. I am simply gonna create seam in this area like boundary line, which will help us while UV editing or exporting UV layout. To create the boundary line, all you have to do is select the edges where you want to create and hit U and mark seam. Once done, simply select all and hit U and unwrap as a smart UV project. Then in UV editing tab, you can see the different areas by selecting in the right side. You can simply create the layout according to the parts which are going to be visible in camera. I just select the multiple parts and I pressed U and unwrap. In your UV layout, make sure that two parts don't overlap each other. Once done, now we can go to UV and export UV layout as a PNG. So basically this is what we get, with the help of which we can texture this area. So this is going to be first method, in which I am gonna texture this using the software like Krita, or you can do it in Photoshop also. And here I am simply deleting the semi-transparent black part, just keeping the black outline. And also I have created the blank layer below this layer. I have this image here which I have downloaded from texture.com. I will be using this door to texture the entire area. This method is for those who use Photoshop, or you can also use Krita. It's same like Photoshop. So I'm not gonna explain this process, just follow this. in which area I am going to add this texture. And this line here that we can use in every area in the corners, like the scratched area. And let's just simply save this texture, and let's see by applying on our model to check that we are going in the right track. Yes, we are doing right. So now you can simply finish this. I am doing this very roughly. You can spend more time on that every area. Just make sure that you have updated the texture in shading panel. Then you can simply add the hue saturation node and play with its color by adjusting the hue. This is just for an example that how you can add the different variations of designs and shapes. You can see we have updated this shape here. I'm simply gonna create different maps using the same texture by adding the ramp nodes like we did in our plant series. If you spend more time on detailing this, you can get this type of result. Then you can also add the shapes like this, which I will show you how I did this, which makes it looks like more detail. For this I am selecting the object. Then we can go simply in texture paint area, and in texture tab we can add the textures. After selecting the texture, in this settings over here texture, then simply switch this to stencil from tiles. Before paint anything, make sure you have selected your image. Either this way you can add, or using your editing software you can add there also. So this is the way you can do this using the software like Krita or Photoshop. Let's jump to our second method, in which I am gonna creating this totally into Blender. I am starting this by adding new material for texture paint. Then add the new image texture node, and I am creating the new texture. Select the image from here with the name you have given to it, and make sure that you save this file and the texture also to the proper file and folder. Now that we have saved a file and texture both, now we can go ahead and texture paint this. I will be using the same image in our texture tab that we used for our previous method. For those who don't know about texture paint in Blender, I will make another tutorial for that. Make sure you save your image every time, because if you don't save this or update this, you will lose the texture if you close your file accidentally. So keep saving it. Same way we did in Krita, I am using that line texture to create the areas like scratched. So this is the way you can create the various parts with various colors like I did in this area. Now we can move towards our third method, in which we don't need any image texture. By removing the previous material, I am creating the new material here. And here I will add noise texture and the ramp node. I am simply picking the different colors to create the variation. Then to create the used or scratch area, I am duplicating the principal VHDF shader, which I will then mix with the material we have just created. To do this, I am adding mix shader node. And all you have to do is simply create this material to make it look like metal. Then to affect this material only in certain area, for that I am creating black and white mask here. Then by putting this into factor, now I can create the mask. I am using the muscular texture here, which I will add as a stencil and paint in those area I want. So this is it. In this way, playing with the different settings and materials, you can texture the spaceship. In next video, we will create the environment and also the animation of the spaceship. So see you in the next video.